Well, thank you, ladies. It is great to see everyone here tonight, and a special thank you to Women Talk for having me here. I'm Shauna J. Cerniak. I am the founder of Every Woman Empowered. We've been around since 2012, so we're in our 6th year this year. And our whole aspect of our group is about development, self-development. And we have monthly meetings, and we'd love to have you girls come out and come check us out. A lot of the talks that I do, I speak to Aboriginal women, I speak to a lot of women in different areas in their life, in different parts of what they're going through is something that maybe we've all gone through. Everybody's gone through some sort of situation in their life and has a story. One of the talks that I'm doing tonight is which wolf do you feed? And on your table I put over the parable, so you can flip it over and feel free to look at it. Some of you have already probably have seen this on Facebook or have read some sort of version on this. An old Cherokee is teaching his grandson about life. A fight is going on inside me, he said to the boy. It's a terrible fight, and it is between two wolves. One is evil, he is anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. He continued, the other is good. He is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility. Thank you, I can never speak. Humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. The same fight is going on inside you and inside every other person too. The grandson thought about it for a minute and then asked his grandfather, which wolf will win? The old Cherokee simply replied, the one you feed. Within each one of us, we have those two wolves, and those two wolves come out a lot in our life. Anger, envy, resentment, pride, guilt, lies, that ego. Those are negative. Those are negative feelings. That's the bad wolf. Saps our energy, erodes our self-confidence. Depression comes from it, addictions come from it, self-destruction comes from it. I personally experienced those. I personally experienced having an addiction and what it does to a person. Because I'm not feeling good about myself, I'm envious of others. You look out, you try to find something to feed you and to kind of cover up all that you're feeling negative about. But on the other half, there's this good wolf. It's a positive wolf. This one gives us energy because it gives us joy and peace. Love comes from that wolf. Hope, serenity, humility, kindness, truth, compassion. And through that, it gives us energy. It builds our self-confidence, peace. We find that peace. We start to develop healthy habits, and we start to find that motivation that comes from within. And when I started to work on my personal journey, I found my good wolf. And I constantly worked with that wolf because I didn't like who that bad wolf was. And when I saw that good wolf and all the great things that can come from it, I knew that this was something that I wanted to keep enriched in my own life, something that I wanted to grow within. Now, we all have a power of choice. And choice is a really simple thing when you think about it. But to have choice, you also have to implement that choice. We can say, yes, I never want to eat that piece of cake again when I know I shouldn't eat that piece of cake again. Or I know I shouldn't work all those extra hours when I should be at home with the wife and kids, or the husband and kids, or whatever. But you have to change that thought process. Power of choice does not just come, you actually have to work on it. You constantly have to build within yourself and work on being positive. You have to instill that, And you have to have a community of people around you that will also help you and also help to build that. So the power of choice and in the changing process, what we think determines what we believe. I believe I'm stupid. What we believe determines how we feel. I am stupid. I don't amount to anything. I couldn't even try to go back to school. I couldn't even try to get that job because I'm stupid. The way we feel influences how we act. Well, why even try to apply for that job? Why even go back to school? I'm too old. I gotta raise the kids. I can't do it. How many of us have experienced that? Where before we even tried, we have already canceled it out. We want to do something, and before we even attempt to do, it's done. Because we've already believed it, we feel it, we act upon it.
Nice job with that attention.
Casper is being trained by Roderick.
Touch.
Bailey, who's being trained by Joseph. Prince, who's being trained by Corey. Fred, who's being trained by Troy. We do extensive temperament assessments before we place dogs in our program. The first week is an orientation week for the guys. There are no dogs here. The second week is when we bring the dogs in, and that is just a week of bonding. It gives the dogs a chance to settle in and decompress a little after being, stressed at the shelter. By that time, the foundation is pretty well built for the guys, and they're ready to start learning the basics of how to train. They live here 24 hours a day for about 8 weeks.
You might need a treat after that down.
We have a training manual that they follow. They have a schedule of activities throughout the day.
The bond that me and Fred have, that he came to a place that he finna be put to death. And I came from a place that was on the bad side. If Fred can have an opportunity to go to a good home and he can change the environment that we in, that make me want to change the environment that I'm in, and that means I can do better also.
The program has changed me. It has showed me responsibility and taught me how to have patience.
I think that dogs were given a unique gift, that they have the ability to look inside a human being.
They are very stress relievers. Whenever you're down, the dog will happily pick you up.
We work throughout the cycle to get the dogs adopted. Most of these guys gave up believing that there was very much of value to them a long time ago. So when that dog loves them and trusts them, that starts to change how they feel about themselves.
I'm gonna be sad, I'm gonna shed some tears because I'm gonna miss him. Because he been with me 2 months and he taught me a lot.
So we talk about self-worth. Here are men that are on death row, that are working with animals, that were at that pound, that were at a shelter, that didn't even have homes. So these animals were left because nobody cared and loved about them. And here, these animals brought a purpose to a group of men in an institution where, honestly, what future do they have? There is no future. Death row is their future. Jail time forever is their future. But these dogs were brought in and given them a life that they never thought they could have again. What would he say? I have value. I have responsibilities. I have self-worth. All because they were given a purpose, that somebody believed in them, that they were good enough to train these dogs and work with these dogs for 2 months so that now these dogs can go to other homes. And this program has been instilled throughout a lot of institutions throughout America because somebody believed and gave them a chance. Someone fed their good wolf. They didn't look at the bad wolf. They fed that good wolf. They said, there's got to be a purpose. We all have that purpose. But it's what we choose to do when we wake up. What do we choose to do when things go wrong in our life? What do we choose in our minds before we even speak or get out of our bed?